And good evening, everybody, or should say good afternoon. How is everyone doing? Welcome to another episode of Ultimate Admiral, Age of Sail. We are doing the American campaign on hard mode. And we are getting ready to fight the Battle of Valcour Island, which is on Lake Champlain. The British have launched an offensive intended to reach the Hudson River, whose navigable length begins south of Lake Champlain and extends down to New York City. Control of the upper Hudson would enable the British to link their forces to Quebec with those in New York under the command of Major General William Howe. This strategy would separate the American colonies of New England from those farther south and potentially quash the rebellion. We have received orders to support our fleet on Lake Champlain. Unfortunately, the only small ships are able to reach the area, but they should be enough to stop the British advance. So let's take a look at our fleet. Now, we were awarded 3 Corvette-class ships, the USS Connecticut, Jersey, and Spitfire. Now, I wonder if frigates will be able to... So the HMS Dominion, maybe, and the Finch. So we can add the... I believe this low-rated frigate class can work on the we're gonna find out. I think they can work on the lake. Oh wow. Repair cost is 4,400. All right. We need a captain for the Dominion. Again, I always offer up anyone interested in renaming any of the captured British vessels, any of the HMS ships that we have captured. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section or go ahead and put the name out there on chat if you're out there in chat world. Let's use Captain Shade. Will be on the HMS Dominion. Second officer Thaddeus Fillmore, and we will hire a new James Smith to be third officer. We need to hire a crew. And let's equip them with the Sea Service 38 musket. All right, now we can kind of see if they will be able to actually go on here. So let's take a look. So we know the 3 corvettes will be able to be deployed on the lake. Will the... No, they will not allow me to put the Dominion on there, unfortunately. So we'll have to go back to the harbor. So we'll just crew the Connecticut Captain Wheelock will take over the Connecticut. The Jersey. Well, do we want to promote Paul Westfall to captain? We will. And for the Spitfire, we need a captain as well. Looks like we're going to have to hire someone. Kim Rosenquist will be the new captain of the USS Spitfire. So the Jersey, Connecticut, we're going to have to use these 3 corvettes on the lake. For second officer, James Arthur on the Connecticut. On the Jersey, we'll use Azariah. Nope. He's too expensive. I don't want to waste the 1,000 gold on a second officer, so we will do Herkheimer. And third officer, Jason Haman. So we'll upgrade there. Let's get a crew. Let's go optimal crew here. We do have a new the Charleville Model 1777 is available. There's only 60 in the armory though. So we'll go with the Sea Service 38 musket. Oh, the crew of the Connecticut is already serviced with the Sea Service 78 musket. And the Spitfire needs a couple more officers as well. Simon Sumner and Levi Sadowski. Let's hire a crew. Although, you know what we could do. I'm wondering if we outfit one of these ships with No, not necessary. I was thinking maybe doing explosive barrels and creating a fire ship, but I'd rather do that with a smaller ship. These Corvette class ships might be handy as screening vessels down the line in bigger battles. All right, so we have our crews ready for the 3 Corvettes. We can't really upgrade the guns on these ships, though. I would have liked to put some 12-pounders on here, but unfortunately we cannot. All right, so why don't we go to the Battle of Valcour Island? The rewards are pretty nice. 24,000 gold, 23 rep, and 3 career points. Oh, I forgot to do something. I have 3 career points to spend, so we'll have to do that really quick. Let's go back to the harbor. Yeah, we have 3 career points, so what do we want to spend them on? Upgrade cost, repair cost, damage control. crew healing. There's techs that we haven't spent any career points on. I was actually thinking about better sale prices and purchase prices in the Admiral. We're going to put 2 points in there. And maybe crew training. You know, our ships are getting larger and larger, and the repair costs when they experience a lot of damage is starting to feel the hurt on those repair costs. So we'll put a career point in reduced repair costs. All right, so the career points are assigned. Now let's get on with it to Valcour Island. We'll put the Connecticut seemed to be the better ship out of the three. We'll put her in the middle. And we'll put the Spitfire there. And let's begin. Our fleet sailed onto Lake Champlain. We must support the local fleet in the confrontation with the British ships. Unfortunately, we were able to bring only small ships to the lake. The British plan to destroy our fleet and continue their offensive into New York direction. The loss of the fleet will give Britain a strong advantage for moving from the north to us. Our fleet has lined up and is ready to accept battle. Wind going from the south to the north. So you can see their first line of ships are all, they look like brig or sloops. Or cutter. So this is the HMS Bettany. That is a unrated cutter. All right, let's see how they're approaching. They got 2 ships going into the middle. We'll wait for them to come to us before we start moving around. Actually, we're gonna move the Lee and the Spitfire. And there's another third or a second line of British ships coming our way. They look like larger ships. What do we got here? 6 or 8 Porcupine class corvettes. So those are on par with our corvettes that we have here on the lake. Alright, so the Philadelphia opens up. I'm actually going to set the Philadelphia to AI and target the Raccoon. The Spitfire's in position to kind of flank the Raccoon here. We'll target her. We'll turn her broadside. The New York and the Connecticut are receiving the Bettany. Let's turn the New York a little bit so she can get her guns on the Bettany a little bit better. the USS Lee I'll put on AI as well, as I just want to kind of control the larger ships here. Now, I will say the victory requirements for Valcour Island are eliminate the enemy fleet or fleet retreat. At least one must be fulfilled. So, if things go bad, we can just retreat to win. Same thing with the New York. I'm going to set her to AI, and the Connecticut will focus her attention on the Bethany. The Jersey's engaged with the Sparrow, and the Boston is also engaging. Actually, let's turn around this way. So yeah, the Connecticut's easily causing damage to the Bethany, and the Connecticut reels her in with the grappling hooks. Alright, we're going to use the New Haven to target the Hardy. Alright, this Spitfire's kind of caught in the wind. Looks like the Connecticut trying to finish off the Bethany. Wind has changed from southeast to northwest. Uh-oh, the Philadelphia is having some troubles, though. The Bethany has surrendered. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Okay, the Jersey has done some damage to the Sparrow. She's taken on water. Alright, the Connecticut, I'm going to turn her back this way. The Philadelphia, we should probably get out of there as she's starting to waver a little bit. We're going to target the Lee on the Hardy. Actually, same thing with the Spitfire. We're going to try to take out the Hardy here. As she seems isolated from the rest of the British fleet. There's some more British ships too in the horizon. And they look like, let's see now. They look like frigate-class ships by the size of their crews. The HMS Baltimore, no, they have, so they can deploy fifth-rate class frigates, but I can't. Yeah, I don't know. Our three corvettes, I don't know, will be able to handle the frigates. The Norwich, they have 2 frigates and 2 more. Those look like corvettes. So yeah, 2 more corvettes and 2 frigates on top of, so that gives them 5 corvettes and 2 frigates. There's nothing I can do. I will not be able to take their navy out, but I should be able to retreat. Let's see if we can finish off some of these lighter vessels. We'll start moving the New York and New Haven out. Same thing with the Lee. Let's get the Philadelphia out of the way too, since she's taking on quite a bit of damage. We'll have the Jersey finish off the Sparrow. The Sparrow's taking on a lot of damage. But she's still holding strong. Somehow she's still managing to stay afloat. Alright. That's probably the end of the Sparrow. Alright, let's we're gonna move the Lee out. Yeah, we'll start sending the fleet to the evacuation zone. The HMS Sparrow has sunk. And now the second line of British ships, the 3 corvettes, the Convert, Roebuck, and Thunderer, are getting in close to us. The Bettany has sunk. So we sunk, I think, 2 or 3 ships already of their smaller ships. The wind changed. Okay, the wind changed actually in our favor here. Going east to west now. We need to get the Lee out of here. So we'll turn the Spitfire to kind of get the Raccoon off the Lee. So you see the Spitfire coming in and around the Lee to get to the Raccoon. Let's see if we can take out the Raccoon completely. Spitfire's kind of overrunning the Raccoon. I'm going to overshoot her. I like to get in close and just take her out and then get out before the rest of the British Navy comes and engages the Spitfire. Alright, we gotta go back to full sail. Actually, the Spitfire, lots of shots coming after the Spitfire. Looks like the lead took a lot of sail damage, so she's running a little bit slower. Well, Spitfire's taking on some damage now. But she has disabled the Raccoon pretty well. The Raccoon is taking on some water. Let's see if we can just finish her off. We'll turn back the Jersey. Okay, the Raccoon has surrendered. Alright, let's just go on. You have the HMS Granby now. She's gotten away from the rest of her fleet, so I think we can isolate her and take her out. Let's set course for the evacuation zone. Hey, Al Coffin, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. Yeah, I did catch your messages in the other stream a couple days ago. I caught them too late. So I do appreciate you taking some time to join the stream. So thank you very much. The Raccoon has sunk. Alright, let's make sure we are getting our fleet out of harm's way. You can probably move a little bit faster here. And the Granby is catching fire. We're going to have to turn the Jersey, though. The Spitfire opens up on the Granby. Granby's taking on water. Alright, we gotta get the New York out of here. I think she's taking friendly fire. Alright, Granby has surrendered. Oh, wind changes to southwest. Okay, that's not bad. That doesn't hurt us. Alright, come on. Alright, everyone now go to the evacuation zone. Time to get out of here. I don't think I have enough to take on the rest of these British ships. Oh, shallows ahead. We don't get the Jersey stuck in the shallows. That would be bad. Get over there. That would be not good. Ooh, they're gaining on the Connecticut. Oh, she needs to be on full sail. She is not on full sail. High-speed sail chasing. The excitement. The excitement of 18th century high-speed chases. Move over the French connection. We have Ultimate Admiral, Age of Sail. Move over fast and furious. Alright, looks like we'll get a... Oh, the Granby's still holding on there. So yeah, I mean, victory conditions are fleet retreat, so... We have a choice to stay and fight until the last British ship is sunk, or retreat and save our ships. I think we've already made that decision. And the fleet is retreating. I don't think we lost any ships. Look at the Baltimore trying to gain on us. Yeah, she's a fifth-rate frigate. So she probably would have taken out our corvettes. Right. It is a victory. At least one must be fulfilled. We did the fleet retreat. We did the great skedaddle. Oh, some of our officers are recognized though for the way to save the fleet. Better to save the fleet and fight another day than lose. We did sink 3 British cutters and we lost 100 crew. Well, they had 300, so they had a fleet of 302 guns. That would have been rough. That would have been rough. It's a good choice to get out of there. Yeah, we get a lot of rewards for running away, so pretty good. And we get an award, defense. Okay, defense distinguished. So the easiest award I've received, and the Defense Distinguished Service Medal is an award to those individuals who have performed exceptionally distinguished service in the defense of national security and of the colonies. Your brilliance has proven too much for the British to have been soundly defeated. Between our victory and that of our land forces, the British may be forced to halt their push southward. The revolution is looking more successful by the day. So yeah, sink a couple cutters and run away, and Congress is kissing my butt. I'll take it. When we move on to the next stage, you are in your cabin chewing on a roasted chicken leg while reading all the reports that need your attention. A sudden burst of sound catches your attention, several voices strongly arguing outside your door. Your door opens while you are figuring out where to throw a chicken bone. You see your duty midshipmen looking completely appalled, a couple of tough-looking bodyguards, and an old man with a world-weary expression on his face. My name is Benjamin Franklin. I have to be in France in 2 weeks. My fellows told me you are the right person to help me with this. Welcome aboard, sir. Oh, very good. We get to escort Ben Franklin to France. This should get exciting. The Return, Sunday, March 1st, 1778. So we've skipped ahead to 1778. After a series of major victories by the Continental Fleet over the superior strength of the Royal Navy, Congress decided to send me to Europe. The American commissioners, Benjamin Franklin, Silas Deane, and Arthur Lee, are in negotiations with France, trying to upgrade our relations with the signing of an alliance treaty. My mission is to advise the commissioners with my strategic recommendations and to assist the American cause however possible. Soon I've started to make new plans on pursuing fame and glory in the waters of homeland. After we shall arrive and settle down in France, I'll prepare my fleet to sail for the western coast of Britain. I'm planning to deliver a severe strike on the British merchant shipping. Ooh. Raiding British merchant shipping. The Congress has decided to offer you newly constructed frigate, the USS Ranger, for your new adventures in Europe. Our funding to procure another ship as you desire. I'm sure the USS Ranger will serve us best. In France, I can buy some of the finest vessels. Oh, let's take the... Oh, we'll take the Ranger. So I guess that cost us a whole bunch of money, though. We had 70,000 gold. Admiral John Paul Jones was given command of the USS Ranger and instructed to outfit her from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and command her until his arrival in France. Even before he sailed Ranger in harm's way, however, the recalcitrance of the ship's complement threatened his ability to command her. Time and again, John Paul Jones officers and crew were insubordinate and mutinous, questioning John Paul Jones's methods, tactics, and goals. In fact, as the crew returned to France following Ranger's moderately successful cruise, they submitted a petition to the American commissioners recommending that John Paul Jones be removed from command. That doesn't sound good at all. All right, let's see what we got going here, though. All right, so we have a 4th class Razzie class frigate, so that's not that bad. That's the same class as the Glasgow, and the Glasgow's pretty powerful frigate. Yeah, they're like sister ships, so that's good. That's a good frigate. Gideon Simpson is the captain. Weak stats, though. Very weak stats. Let's repair the Queen Anne's Revenge. Actually, let's take a look at what our missions are. Man of War. My fate brought me back to Europe with orders to assist the American cause however possible. I've been waiting for this moment to pursue fame and glory in the waters of homeland. I set sail from Brest, France, for western coast of Britain, planning to deliver a severe strike on the British merchant shipping in the Irish Sea. So this looks like a straight up raid. And then we have the White Haven raid. Well, it's a lot of resources in that one to win. An old friend, which we'll do the 2 scenarios and then the old friend. Unfortunately, I am running out of time for this session. I might be able. Maybe we can fit in the Man of War. We can do 5 ships. So we can do. Let's outfit Queen Anne, the Kennington, the Glasgow, Ranger, and Hancock for this battle. I might actually start looking at some upgrades for our Man Awards too. Let's assign a 6th officer for the Queen Anne. We'll add a little bit more crew to optimal level. The Kennington, we can upgrade their morale. So you have Philo Joy, all 100 stats for Philo Joy. Same thing with John Paul Jones. So our captains are maxed out. We need to refit the Glasgow. The Glasgow needs a new captain. Maybe one of the captains off the transport ships. Who's on the Minerva? Yeah, why don't we go Boaz Cobb? Why don't we make him the new captain of the Glasgow? So he gets a new ship. Very exciting for him. We need to hire some new crew as well. And we need a 4th officer on the ship. We'll go with Alexander McMurtry. Actually, no, we won't. We'll hire a cheaper officer. How about Lazarus Bonney? Lazarus Bonney. We need to repair the Hancock, and oh, she's got a full crew. So yeah, the Hancock's crew, one of the most experienced crews in the Navy. So that gives us the 3 and 5. So we have all our ships available. And we have a little bit of cash on us, so maybe we should take a look at some of the upgrades that we may, some research that we might be able to do. British weapons and supply. Shortland. The bayonets. What about artillery efficiency studies? Wadding, more damage, slower reload, precision gun tackle, less spread, speed gun rig, faster reload. Let's research that. What are some of these? Prussian weapon supply, Spanish weapon supply, French weapon supply. Double charge. Extreme times require extreme measures. So when the enemy could destroy your ship when within range, then don't let him get into range. Your crew may be afraid of barrel ruptures due to the extra charge, and then the enemy may be laughing at our numerous misses, but we will be able to hit them while they cannot touch us. I don't know if that seems worth it. What about Woolwich Foundry gun carriage studies? Ooh, lightweight gun carriages reduces cannon weight. This one might actually be worth it. But I need it. How do we research larger guns? There was a research. I think it's Foundry research. Industry 1. And then we have Industry 2. We cannot yet research Industry 3. We could do early copper sheathing. The problem is the weight of these upgrades too make it so that you can't even attach them to your ships. Now you could reduce the size of your crews. Oh, what does hammocks do? Minus 20% armor. That doesn't seem worth it. That would be good for the troop transports. Rudder tackle, turn speed plus 10. Ooh, wadding. 27. Ooh, we could actually do wadding. Special materials instead of rags. Greatly. Now, cost 9,000. That's a lot of gold. Should we do it? Is it going to be worth it? Plus 5% damage, plus 2.5% reload. We can attach it to the Queen Anne. Just seems really expensive to do. I'm going to try it. And we have the funds. I think we should do it and give it a try. Like the Kennington, you can actually... It looks like you can put more on the Kennington even. Alright, this should be good enough for this scenario, we hope. Alright, let's try to do Man of War. Let's get on with this one. So 11th of April, 1778. We got the Ranger. We got the Hancock. Queen Anne, Kennington, and Glasgow. 276 guns. Almost 2,000 sailors. Captain, Drake is faster than our ships and soon will be lost in the horizon. There is no point to continue this fruitless pursuit. In contrast, there are very interesting prizes that sighted sailing this area. One Indian man has been spotted here. And one here, undoubtedly, both will with full cargo. The men are eager for an assault on these ships, Captain, but you must decide quickly before the Indian men sail off the area. Alright, so... Alright, so we won't be able to take the Drake, but we should be able to get to the to the Goodwill. So that's where we're gonna go after the Goodwill. Because we have time, we have time to get to the Goodwill, and then we'll set a course to intercept. Be interesting to see if there's any patrols in the area, any escorts. Kennington's fast. Now the Indian men's, I believe, I wonder if we hold. Let's hold back the. I'm going to hold back the Queen Anne. To maybe take the Catherine. We don't want to overshoot. Send everything after the one Indian men, the Goodwill, while the Catherine slips away behind us. All must be fulfilled. Let's hang back the Hancock as well, because that's going to go against the wind too. So we won't have the wind in our favor to take the Catherine, even though she's farther away from the zone. All right, so we'll target the Goodwill. Actually, we're going to anchor there the Ranger, and we're going to anchor the Kennington for now. All right, the Glasgow is approaching the Goodwill. We'll start off with some round shot, and probably switch over to grape shot. The Indian men can kind of take some damage there. All right, we'll switch to grape shot. We'll match the speed of the Goodwill. We're going to hold left decks on the Kennington right now, because I don't want to accidentally hit the Glasgow. Alright, so what we'll do here is we will target the Catherine with the Hancock and Queen Anne and set a course for them. We'll set the AI. will set the Glasgow to take the Goodwill. So she's grappling right now. Some more shots of canister going after the Goodwill to weaken their defending sailors. Really don't want to lose too many men on the Glasgow. And it looks like we will be capturing the Goodwill. We'll go minimal crew on the Goodwill. And now off to the Catherine. I feel like there's going to be more to this scenario. I mean, I suppose we can send the Goodwill off the map. The Hancock and the Queen Anne making a course to intercept the Catherine now. Alright, we'll send the Goodwill to sail off the map. We're going to leave our three other ships where they are at. Or, you know what? We can set a course for the Catherine with them. Might as well. Alright, so the Hancock is approaching. Wind change to northeast. The Hancock is positioning herself to we'll actually use grape shot too. Or maybe chain shot to slow her down. Or we'll cut her off. How about that? And now she's going to go with the wind. Let's turn the Queen Anne around. Hancock's going to try to turn right around into her. Alright, we did some chain shot there. See if we can't damage some of the sails and rigging on the Catherine. Switch to round shot also. Kind of shock the crew. I might as well just try to board her now anyways. See if we get the Queen Anne to slow the Catherine down. Oh, she's having a tough time in the wind. Catherine doing a good job maneuvering. See how well the Queen Anne can turn. Oh, we're gonna have to, she's already at the escape zone. We might have misplayed this one a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna have to try to board her right away. Oh, come on. Well, the Queen Anne is just now in the way of the Hancock from getting up close to the Catherine. Well, that wind change kind of messed us up a little bit. No excuses, though. No excuses. Oh, come on. Oh, the Catherine surrendered? Why did she just surrender like that? Alright, let's anchor the Hancock. Maybe because she was going against the wind. And she was like, I'm not going to make it. Alright. We've captured them both. Alright, here we go. I knew something more to this would happen. Enemy warships sighted, Captain. It seems that you'll still have your chance for honorable glory after all. We can attack the enemy or retreat and ensure the prizes which can be used for landing operations. Well, it looks like we can take these guys out. And we can, I mean, we can retreat the Catherine. That should not be an issue. We will set a course for the enemy ships. Now, if it's just these three, then we might be good. Alright, let's speed things up here. Now, unfortunately, we are against the wind. And our ships combine now. They hit the rendezvous point. And they start to get into formation. All right, let's see what do we have here. A fifth-rate class frigate, the Dedeganus. A Dedeganus. Which is about, I think that's similar to what the Hancock is. So, and we have 2 man-of-wars and the Glasgow, which is a higher class frigate. Let's make sure. Let's switch to grape or to round shots. I mean, we'll try to capture them, but we're gonna have to disable them a little bit more because they can hurt us more than those Indian men. Let's take off AI for the Hancock and. We're going to slow you down. And turn you. Slow you down and turn you. So Glasgow targeting the Dover, Hancock targeting the Falcon right now. So Hancock not real good first salvo against the Falcon, as some of those shots did not land very well. Wind changes to southeast. Hancock and Falcon going toe-to-toe. The Falcon has twice, or not twice, but 100 more sailors, though. We'll be careful not that she doesn't try to board the Hancock. We'll try to disengage. All right, let's bring the Ranger over. Oh, let the Glasgow overshoot the Dover. All right, Hancock taking some damage, but she's giving some damage too to the Falcon. Glasgow overshot the Dover and is trying to wheel around. Let's slow her down a little bit. Kennington. Let's turn this way. The Queen Anne. Let's turn her. Let's turn the Ranger as well. Actually, Ranger can target the Falcon. The Dover taking on a lot of shots there. We're going to try to slow the Ranger down there in front of the Falcon. Alright, so the Ranger taking out the Falcon. Alright, the Glasgow now can match up with the Dover with the wind. Queen Anne trying to turn fast and hard. All right, let's see. So the Falcon's wavering. We have the Ranger on her. Why don't we switch to Grape Shot and let's match speed. We'll start trying to board her. But we gotta set full sails quickly. Glasgow is catching up to the Dover. The Ranger's losing the Falcon, though. The Falcon is outspeeding the Ranger right now. That's okay. Why don't we... The Queen Anne will now take a focus on the Falcon, and maybe she'll just board her. We'll switch the Grape Shot on the Queen Anne. Alright, so the Dover's wavering too now. So we're going to try to capture these 2 frigates. Alright, the Dover looks like they're... Let's stop the Glasgow. Let's try to board the Dover. We're going to target the Samson with the Hancock. Oh. The Glasgow grappled with the Dover. Well, Glasgow's trying to bring her in. And she's got her. She's got her. So Dover's trying to break free. Rigging shot. Oh. The Kennington's getting pushed by the Dover now. Ah, the Falcon getting away. The Ranger cannot reel her in. Oh, midshipman Gideon Simpson is killed. Uh-oh. The Glasgow is wavering. Midshipman Lazarus Bonney is wounded, but the Glasgow is boarding. So Glasgow's taking a lot of casualties on the Glasgow, trying to take the Dover. Alright. The Dover finally surrenders. Let's see if we... So can the Hancock catch up with the Samson? Oh, and the Falcon surrendered too. We'll board her with the Ranger. And I don't know if the... Oh, Samson's turning towards us. She decided not to run away. The Queen Anne's now got her sights on the Samson. I want Samson. Alright, so we finally secured the Falcon. Now it's all about getting the Samson. What's she gonna do? Looks like we can get the Queen Anne to take her. Just trying to match speed. There goes the canister fire. Didn't really do a lot. Gun's overshooting the Samson. Slow down. You're supposed to be matching speed. There we go. Oh, wow. Get over here. Queen Anne just grapples right with the Samson and just reels her right in. Alright. And that is a victory. Officers, we did have some lost officers. Now, Lazarus was just wounded, but Gideon Simpson, midshipman, is deceased. Emery Lee is promoted to Rear Admiral. We capture some Sea Service 38 muskets and captured 5 more ships. Alright, so very successful mission there. Man of War, we gained 20,000 money, plus 7 rep, 1 career point. The debut on the British waters was successful. I'll keep trying to make the British merchantmen feel shock and awe hearing my name. Alright, that will conclude the latest episode in Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail. We're doing the American campaign on hard mode. We are now over in the Irish Sea trying to raid some British shipping. We will pick up the episode later this week as the campaign will continue against the British. I appreciate your time. Leave a comment. You are more than welcome to name any of our captured ships. You can do so by leaving a comment or joining the stream and leaving a comment and stream. Feel free to do so. I appreciate your time. You have a lovely rest of your day.